Hi guys, welcome to my coffee show, the best YouTube channel that nobody watches. My name is Jack and today we play with DF83 and we put it against DF64. I still get so many questions from you guys. Which one is better? Which one I should choose? Should I save money and go for DF64 or should I upgrade to DF83? Would the difference be noticeable? Well, we will try to answer that question today. Yes, I've done similar videos in the past. You can have a look at them. But today we compare specific set of burrs, high uniformity burrs in my DF83, and I put SSP multi-purpose burrs in my DF64. And so we will see how they stand against each other. For espresso, we will also do a pour over, and by the end I will tell you which one I would choose. So if you're as excited as myself, don't forget to click like, maybe subscribe, and well, let's do it. To save some time, I will put the statistics on the screen so you can see them right now, the differences between those two grinders. As you can see, the difference in a size is substantial. Obviously DF83 with those 83mm burrs, bigger engine. The look kind of similar. I won't lie to you, I consider DF83 a better grinder. Almost everything that could have been improved in DF64 has been improved in DF83. Better grind indicator, well, any grind indicator. Stronger engine. Even the look, you know, with that wooden cap on top and everything. One thing that they haven't improved though is the declamper. But at least with DF83 you have a much better access to that. So yes, I changed my declamper on that grinder. I put a Camperista chute and a declamper. Each time I open DF83, I'm surprised with how clean the grinder is inside. You know, such a big burst, you would expect they would hold a lot. DF64, I ran a few shots and there is tons of coffee. So obviously there will be retention, there will be exchange. But what if you don't care about all those other things, but the taste is the only priority for you? We will try to find out today. To avoid any tendencies, I will do a blind tasting once more. I will rotate it without looking. Underneath each cup there will be a number, so that's number 1 for DF83 and that's number 2 and that's for DF64. I set those two grinders in the espresso zone. Number that I normally go for is around 7-ish. We will grind 18 grams of coffee for espresso. We will test the noise difference and we will also check the retention. I like to use hot start on both of them. So that's how it sounds without any beans. Now DF83. I will put 18 grams of coffee in. I won't be using RDT for today, but normally that's what I do. There is that cola here. It helps you to get all the grinds into the catching cup. It rattles a lot, so I will use it today without it. Without RDT, without that cola, you may have some mess around. Let's pull a shot, that's what we're here for. I'm going to use dark coffee roasters today. This particular one is from Nicaragua. We're going to use La Marzocco Liva style profile on Decent. Well, let's do it! I will choose one at random now. Cheers. Nice fruity aroma, lots of different flavors. The coffee, the entire room smells of nuts, very nutty aroma. I can taste nuts in the flavors. Very nice balanced coffee. Body relatively low, but not to the point that I would say that I'm missing something. Sharp flavor notes, some sweetness. Very interesting. It's difficult because there are so many different flavors. The coffee is great, but it's very frustrating to dial it in. Normally I don't like bitterness in the coffee, but here is that kind of a nice pleasant bitterness that fits perfectly with the flavor notes. Now some water and the other shot. Cheers. In the first shot, there was more of a separation of flavors. Here, slightly less. Both shots, the body rather thin, but here it feels like I'm missing something. There is the same level of sourness. The thing that we lost here is the bitterness, but that's probably one of the only few times that I'm missing the bitterness, because it fitted the flavor notes in the first one. So this one feels poorer, like if we got less from the same coffee. I have to say immediately, the first one I prefer much more. There was sharpness, there were flavor notes hitting me from all around. So the shot that I liked more, it's number 1. Wow! That's DF83. Honestly, I thought it would be the other way around. Yeah, so DF83, it's a winner here. I don't normally do it, but I feel like I'm not giving that DF64 justice, those MP burrs justice. So I will pull one more shot. I will grind even closer to the touching point. I will try to slow down the extraction slightly more. Let's see what we can get. So the bonus round just for DF64. So now almost where the burrs are touching, and it only took 27 seconds. I would probably need to up those. Cheers. Little bit more sharpness now. That was what it was missing in that first shot. The clarity went up here. The flavor notes are not as mingled as they were in the first attempt. The body is still thin, but at least now I can understand the thinness because everything else is sharper, but it's still worse than the DF83. So it looks like the bigger burrs will open the flavors more than the smaller burrs. Would be nice to get 83mm MP burrs. Maybe one day I would be able to afford them. I can see those MP burrs where they are taking these shots to, but they are still nowhere near as good as the DF83. Here we kind of get sharp bitterness, sharp sourness, not much in terms of sweetness. We kind of lost whatever is in the middle of the shot, while the DF83, it spreads that shot nicely, so we get everything, and that shot is telling us the story. Let's see what we can get from the pour over. And I have another interesting coffee for you for the pour over. This time is a Manhattan coffee roasters, and because life needs variety, today we're going for the April brewer. It tends to clog on me each time I use it, so I will have to grind really coarse. Well, let's do it! Okay, so the 2 cups are ready. It took about 5 minutes each on a setting number 80 on both of those grinders. I try to keep both cups at the same temperature so it's not immediately obvious which is which. Let's choose one at random. Cheers. Nice, juicy, sweet, kind of a citrusy flavors. Mild flavors, but nice flavors. They say raspberries, black tea and honey, and pretty much that's how I would describe it. Maybe I would like a little bit more raspberry flavors, but there is some fruitiness here, so I like it. Some water, and the other cup. Maybe slightly more sour, slightly more sharpness in the notes. Again, those citrusy flavors. Maybe a little bit less sweetness and a bit more sourness in this cup. I've been tasting and tasting and tasting. I'm actually getting sweetness in both cups now. So the difference here is not huge. The first one slightly more of the black tea flavors, which I'm not a fan of. The second more of that juicy sourness, which I do enjoy. And therefore I'm choosing the second cup as a winner. But it's not a massive difference. I got 2 good cups today. So the winner of the pour over test is... what is it? Number 2! So DF64 with those empty burrs, it won the pour over test. Wow! Ah! Well, it is juicier. If you don't like sour flavor notes in the coffee, you probably wouldn't choose this one, but I do. Oh, guys, if you are still here, took me forever this video. I've wasted a ton of good coffee, so if you appreciate the effort, click like, consider subscribing to the channel. Plenty more things coming. My findings here, I was surprised with the espresso. That was the biggest surprise here for me, because I really like the MP burrs for espresso. And I'm not the huge fan of the high uniformity burrs on DF83, but for today with this coffee, with those flavor notes, it gave me more interesting, more vibrant shot with more different flavor notes around. The shot from DF64, especially the first one, was slightly dull. That nice things that were going on in the DF83, here with those 64 MP bursts, they were somewhere there, but kind of in the background rather than at the front. So that's a surprising result. And now pour over, the cups were close. Each of them could win. We got two good cups. DF83 slightly more bitter, DF64 juicier and more like a crisp and vibrant. That's why I went for it. Yeah, so for the pour over, those MP bursts, they really shine. And it's not just about today's test, but I've noticed that for the pour over, the MP bursts often give me that kind of a nice, interesting cup. So which grinder to choose? Well, it's up to you. If you're on a tight budget, you would go for DF64. Very good grinder, and there are new versions now, they improve certain things. But if you can, I would strongly recommend DF83. It's my favorite grinder, that mid-range grinder. In the comments, if you have any of those grinders, let us know how do you like them. If you have any experience with any of those burr sets, also please let us know. If you had a chance to play with 83mm MP burrs, if you could describe me a flavor notes, that would be awesome. Plenty more things coming, but for today, thank you very much for watching. My name is Jack, this is my coffee show, and hopefully I will see you soon. Thank you, bye!